It's Warhorse, and you know what time it is? I just checked. It's time to sit down, shut up, open your ears, because you're listening to 4.5 Marks Podcast. Yeah, and it's going to rule your ass.
What's going on, Magnum Militia and Mark Army? It's your boy, the Icon G here, bringing you the recap for Breaking Point. Breaking Point, man, aptly named. We reached a breaking point, which we'll get into here later tonight. Make sure you comment, share, subscribe as we get on the road to Over the Top, September 19th. Get your tickets now, simpletix.com/Magnum Wrestling. And tell your friends. I mean, even non-wrestling fans will probably find enjoyment out of this. And I'm telling you, man, we are a good group of guys, good group of girls. We're just a family, man. We're people together, working together for one common goal. We just love to tell the story of professional wrestling here in Omaha, Nebraska, at the German American Society, 120th and L. If you're not going and you're in the area and you have nothing to do on September 19th, Magnum Wrestling seems like a really good idea. But let's go and get into it. We start off tonight's show, not even with a match. We had Nino Hatchet come out. He wasn't in gear, but he was talking about Sadie Bell issuing her challenge, as Nino Hatchet's been going down the list, challenging former graduates of Bulletproof Academy. And none other but Seth and Crimson Hale come out, who's saying, hey, Seth says he has unfinished business. And he is here to make his claim. He was looked over. Crimson Hill, same thing. It's like, hey, I had you on the ground last time we met. So Crimson Hill wanted round 2. And Nino said, no, you ain't facing me tonight. But I see you guys have some spunk. You want to get your hands dirty. So Nino introduced their opponent, Red Wing. Red Wing in action. He's here to knock teeth in. And, man, he stacked both Seth and Crimson Hale. Both of them ate a rewind. 1, 2, 3. All she wrote. Move on to the next match. We had the triple not the triple threat. We'll get to triple threat in a little bit. We had a one-on-one match for the Hellcat Championship, talking to Ashlyn Alexander on a monstrous run, taking on Sophie C. They're getting another crack at the Hellcat Championship. Last time we saw her facing for the Hellcat title, it was when Sadie Bell was still champion. I think to this day, Sadie Bell holds the longest reign as Hellcat champion, so we'll see if that gets beaten or the longest reign gets broken by Ashlyn Alexander. Remains to be seen. But Sophie is a fan of Ashlyn. Had an 8x10, wanted her to sign it. It got to a point where Ashlyn did sign it, but then Sophie, with the mind games, ripped it up and kind of took Ashlyn off her game a little bit. All for Ashlyn to just use her size and use her power to overpower Sophie C. They're putting her away for the 1, 2, 3. And then we get into the triple threat. For the Top Gun title, I'm talking Uriah Upton, Johnny Corso, and Rollo Snow. Rollo Snow's been on a crazy mean streak, as we saw last month at Hot Magnum Nights against Leon King, and those guys had a barn burner. If you haven't seen that, you should go back. I'm pretty sure it's still on YouTube or on the social media. You might have seen some highlights here or two between the two of those guys. But Johnny Corso get another crack at the Top Gun title. He's the one that's been having the most opportunities for the Top Gun title here. So maybe he's starting to understand the rhythm, the flow of Uriah Upton. We'll see how that fares. And obviously having the size advantage and the strength against the other two competitors. As Uriah, I mean, shoot, he's no stranger to having opponents bigger than him. So experience does get the better of them. And Uriah Upton does pick up the win here, retaining the belt. And then we fade to black. As on the Magnum Tron, we get Leon King issuing a challenge to Uriah Upton at Over the Top for the Top Gun title. So I think that was one of the first matches announced for Over the Top, is not only Sadie Bell and Nino Hatchet, but also we get Leon King making his claim to the Top Gun title against Uriah Upton Over the Top. OTT. It's going to be insane, guys. Remember, September 19th, we're returning to the Granary. So we'll be an outdoor venue with the big old screen on there. I remember last couple Over the Tops, I think 2 Over the Tops ago. That was just special. It was special, that Over the Top, honestly. So we'll see. we'll see how that's turning into a really good over the top. We'll move on to the next match. I think we came back from intermission where we had the before intermission, excuse me, we had the bangiest birthday bash of Brandon Nitro, where he came out celebrating, gave their fans the bangs, party favors, hats, and he says, "Man, all right, line up the mothers, line up the mothers. I'm going to give them the sausage." And we're just like, "Sir, this is a kids show. This is PG-13. We will not be handling any of this at all." But who comes out? Brixton Nash, the one guy that wasn't invited to the Bangiest Bash. And Brandon Nitro does give him the collage of memories. And it's all the times that Brandon Nitro has beaten Brixton Nash and taken the belt off of him. So pretty nice collage, if I do say so. Very well put together. And he bashes Brixton Nash's head over it. Crazy stuff. And then being the sore loser Brixton Nash is, he puts Brandon Nitro through a table. And I think we have our Magnum Championship match at Over the Top. It's Brixton Nash and Brandon Nitro for the Magnum Heavyweight Championship. Leaves him in wake. We have referees come out to try to help Brandon Nitro get to the back as Brixton Nash dropped a Styles Clash on Brandon Nitro. That was an insane Styles Clash. I didn't think my man had it in him, but he was feeling phenomenal that night. He was feeling very phenomenal. We'll go into intermission. We'll come back from intermission. We have the Jackson King versus, excuse me, no, I've skipped a match. We went to the tag team match between the Kids Table and the Young Guns. The Young Guns interfered in the Kids Table's title match last month against Royal Flavor, which both of these teams rightfully cashed in their match from World Series of Magnum, 2 hot Magnum nights. These guys were having a crazy barn burner of a match, but Young Guns interfered, and then Duke Cornell, GM Duke, might have just lost control of the tag division. And these guys hate each other's guts. I'm telling you guys, they just can't stand the Young Guns right now. They lost their belts also back at World Series of Magnum to Royal Flavor, newly crowned tag champions. It was the first defense, and I'm mad to see that it ended that way. But we have Kids Table trying to get some retribution on the Guns. Royal Flavor gets some ringside seats. They get some chairs. They got popcorn and some beer, and they start enjoying the show. Get involved a little bit, throw a little popcorn at the Young Guns and everything. And then it ends also in a no contest as Royal Flavor starts to beat up Young Guns mid-match because Young Guns were instigating. My boy Chavo would probably argue otherwise, but hey, it's okay. And then now Duke comes out and says, "You know what? All 3 of you at Over the Top, triple threat tag for the Magnum titles." Because he says, now you hate them, they hate them. Everybody hates each other. So no respect. We can't have a clear match. Like, everybody just wants to get their hands on each other. So GM Duke made it official. Move on to the next match. Jackson King taking on Jameson McGregor, Mr. Piggy in the Bank. Jameson McGregor, the Irish Juggernaut, taking on Jackson King, who has been on the lowest lows. Hot Magnum nights, he did lose against Brandon Nitro in the title opportunity, and he's a bit upset. He's been on a bit of a losing streak recently, and it's been getting to him. So we'll see how that goes. And Jameson on the highest of highs, Jackson on the lowest of lows as we go into this match. And Jameson did pick up a hellacious, hard-fought victory. Jackson King, even though he has been on a losing streak, he is no slouch. He always brings his A game, and he will never stop doing that. He's alone. He's a diamond, but he's a lone diamond. So keep that in mind. Move on to the next match, the main event of the night. We have Brandon Nitro defending the not Brandon Nitro. Brandon Nitro was in the Bangiest. It was actually Warhorse making his Magnum Wrestling debut, taking on Alvin Falcone with Joe DeSanti. And these guys were going back and forth. And then as Alvin Falcone does pick up the win over Warhorse, we get the Young Guns coming out. And the Young Guns come out and start putting their sights on DeSanti. And then DeSanti tries to get out of there. And then Ashland, the Alexander, the Hellcat champion, throws him back in. The Young Guns take DeSanti's head off with those kicks and knees. And then Ashland with that hip attack in the corner. And then DeSanti's just laid out to dry as this new group. I don't know what they're called yet. I don't know. We have more questions than answers at the end of this night's show, but I know we'll get more answers as we get into OTT Over the Top September 19th. But that, as we fade to black, that's the end of the night for Breaking Point. Man, did we reach the breaking point, guys? We sure did. But make sure you stay tuned on the Magnum Wrestling social media. You know, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube for any of the matches that have been announced here. Buy your tickets, simpletix.com/Magnum Wrestling for Over the Top September 19th at the Granary in Ralston. But yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, Magnum's where it's at. Come out, support your local wrestling scene if you're not in the area. Just, you get some hot talent coming through those doors, man. Coming through those doors, through those ropes, showing their stuff, putting their stuff in, and who knows? You might have seen them before they got signed to some Fed. That's all I'm saying. You never know. You just never know, guys. But like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember, that check bounces. So do you. Okay, bye.